Good morning, everyone. What is up with y'all? This is DJ Brian Jew, and you're listening to The Driving on TBS efm 101.3. It's Wednesday again, and it looks like it's going to be a lot warmer soon. Yes, today's probably supposed to be the last day of this cold front before the heat comes in tomorrow, and we're expected to go into the positive temperatures for an extended period of time. It's not going to be drastically warm and all of a sudden snow the next day, or that's what the people in the weather, I guess, world say to us. We don't know what to expect because nowadays the weather is a little funky-dunky. Anyways, I want to take this time to talk about, it's a bit old, but the meteor that exploded over Russia last week on Friday. And I know it's a bit old, but there's several little conspiracy theories about the whole thing that happened in the past few days. Some Russian politicians have suggested that it was a U.S. weapons test. Yes, that's what they're suggesting. That's what they think happened. And other people are saying that the meteor was on collision course with the Earth, but a UFO apparently changed its course, so that's why we're saved. So thank you to all the aliens out there. I don't know if that's true. If you guys believe in aliens, then that's what happened. I'm not sure. And speaking of which, there's also a meteor that exploded over Cuba, which wasn't really televised or talked about in the news. So for those of you who are affected by it, I feel sorry for you guys. But I'm just glad we're alive, y'all. Good thing the Earth is still here. Kind of made me think about the whole 2012 thing. Anyways, to start off our show, since we talked about UFOs and aliens, we got a song about a movie with aliens, and this is Men in Black starring Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones, and here's a theme song from Men in Black to kick off our show. Welcome back to The Drive, and you're listening to your DJ for the hour, Brian Jew. We're on TBS efm 101.3 in Seoul and surrounding areas, and GFN 98.7 in Gwangju and 93.7 in Yeosu. And we love to hear from our listeners. Every day you guys are sending great messages, so I'm going to let you guys know how to get in contact with us. You can call the studio at 02-778-1013, or send us a text at sharp 1013 for a charge of 51 to your smartphones, or simply send us an email at efmdrivin@gmail.com, or you can just tweet us. It's at efmdrivin. That's probably the easiest way anyone can get in contact with us. And we do have a message board on our webpage. Just go to tbsefm.soul.kr and scroll down the program list, and you'll see The Drivin'. Pretty simple. But make sure if you have any requests that all the requests are from a movie or a TV show. We have to express that so you guys don't just have random requests, because we can't play random songs. Sorry, guys. That's how it goes. But right now, we have some Twitter comments right now. We have one from Ong Ni. She wrote, I want to request When You Know by Sean Colvin from Serendipity. Thanks, B. I love you so much. Ong Ni, I think you requested that like 2 days ago, too. You really love this song. We'll keep that in mind. Also, Winnie Brian B. wrote, Men in Black, fun. Yes, it was a fun movie. I'm not sure if you saw the latest one. The latest one actually made me tear up a little bit. Also, Lee Jin Young wrote, 드라마 해를 품는 달, OST, hold on, they went down. 시간을 거슬러, 신청합니다. Yes. 이진영 씨 will keep that in mind. She requested the song, I guess, I can't translate that off the top of my head right now, but it's a Korean song from a Korean drama. Also, Brian Jew, Singapore wrote, woohoo, time to tune in, listen to Sexy B Jew on air to start my beautiful day. I missed you so much. Take care, ya. Thank you very much, Brian Jew, Singapore, or as I can say, because I know your name, Serena. But right now, it's time for the scene of the day. Now, one thing I really like about the scene of the day is when we really play famous quotes. And the scene today comes from a film called Sudden Impact. And I know what you guys are thinking. You're getting confused. Not Deep Impact. We're done talking about meteors. I'm sick and tired of all that. Sudden Impact. And this film came out in 1983. I almost said 1883. 1983. I'm not sure if it rings a bell for you guys, but I'm going to give you a hint. Now, let me know if you know what I'm talking about. Dirty Harry. Now do you know? If you don't, I'm still going to talk about the movie anyways. For a lot of you, it probably evokes an image of Clint Eastwood in his younger days holding a huge gun. But the first Dirty Harry film came out in 1971. And this film was actually the fourth film. Yes, it was. And I'll explain what's going on in this scene. But once you hear what Dirty Harry says, you realize why we played it. So Dirty Harry walks into the same cafe that he always does, pretty much every morning. And the staff isn't happy to see him as usual. But he thinks they must have, been having a bad day, because a lot of people do that. You walk in and you assume people are just down, not having a great day. And he gets his normal coffee, as he leaves. But then he notices something odd. Usually he gets his coffee a certain way, but that day, it comes out super, super sweet. And the waitress obviously put too much sugar in there. So, something's wrong, obviously. And that's when he enters the cafe again, and he realizes the place is being robbed by gang criminals. So, let's find out what Dirty Harry does.
Go ahead. Make my day.
That is an awesome line. Go ahead. Make my day. And for a lot of you, that's one of the most famous movie quotes ever in movie history. And in fact, it's so famous that I guarantee all of you probably heard this line, even though you haven't seen a single Dirty Harry film. And in fact, there are a lot of people who don't even know there's a film with the character Dirty Harry in it. I'm pretty sure, especially kids nowadays, but I'm sure you guys know that line. Go ahead, make my day. It's so famous. And sometimes quotes like this become so popular that they're often mistakenly, people think they're actual quotes from like back in the day from, Greek mythology or something. I don't know. That's how famous this quote is. It's from this movie. So if you guys are curious what happens more in this movie, I urge you guys to go see this movie ASAP. And I think some people think that Clint Eastwood said this in one of his more modern Western films, but that's not the case. It was back in the day in Sudden Impact. So if you guys want to see what Dirty Harry's all about, go check it out. And maybe they should have titled this movie more like Dirty Harry's Sudden Impact or Sudden Impact / Dirty Harry, and that way it wouldn't be confusing. But now that y'all know where this scene comes from, I'm gonna play a song for you guys from this movie. This is the main title from the Sudden Impact movie. Check it out, y'all. Once again, that was the main title from the Sudden Impact film. It's a great song, I guess. It sounds a little old school, but I mean, it is. It came out in like 1983. But coming up on today's show, it is Wednesday here on the Drive-In, and that means Eugene will be here for Behind the Screen, where he's going to give us some news about movies and celebrity news in Hollywood. I mean, the latest news, the gossip, the good news, the bad. Anything he's got on Hollywood, he's going to tell us shortly after intermission. And following that, we're going to talk about another musical because it is Musical Wednesday here. So you're going to have to wait for me to talk about a wonderful musical. But that's going to be after mission, so stay tuned. Do not change your dial. And right now we have another song request. And before we go into the song request, I'm going to read some more Twitter comments. One's from Chef Cherie Chairbear. Yes, I don't know why I did it with a funky accent. Dirty Harry come out the year I was born, the one you're talking about. Yes. Wow. Okay, you're not that young, 1983. Okay, yes. That's when it came out, the Sudden Impact movie. And also BFFJ Walker Asiatic Sport. Whoa! They were blown away. I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, the people in the scene. That is right. He just shoots them one by one, and then the last guy holds the one girl hostage, and he's just like, go ahead, make my day. I want to use that today. I'm going to go up to somebody, just go up to a cafe and just go crazy on people. Anyways, the next request, actually, I want to play for Agni. And for a lot of listeners, they requested this song in the past, but Agni requested this a lot this week. And especially today, I read a Twitter comment earlier from her. So it's about the 2001 film Serendipity. And this was a romantic comedy that starred John Cusack and Kate Beckinsale. She's so beautiful. And if you watch this film, you've instantly got to wonder if fate is real or if it's not real. And this film tries to answer that question. Now think about all the times all the people you've met in your life. Does it happen by chance, or, do you think things happen for a reason? Maybe the day you met someone important in your life, you were running a little late, or you just had to stop for a cup of coffee in some place that you never go to. And if you haven't done that, then you might have never met that special someone. Well, in this film, the couple doesn't just meet by chance just once, but actually 3 times. So, is that chance? I'm not sure. And does it really happen in real life? I'm not sure. It might happen. It hasn't happened to me. But the song we're going to play for you guys, like I said, a lot of people requested this. And also, Agni, this is for you guys. This is Sean Colvin with When You Know from the Serendipity original soundtrack. Once again, that was Sean Colvin with When You Know from the Serendipity original soundtrack. And the final song for the first half of the show comes from the Korean drama 옥탑방 왕세자. And this is requested by Diamond. And this is one of those Korean dramas that seem a little unrealistic, but it's still entertaining at the same time. So let's listen to the song. Here's J Park with Happy Ending, and I'll be back with Eugene after intermission. How y'all doing? Welcome back to the Drive-In second half of our show. And now it's time for Behind the Screen with Eugene.
Is that your southern accent coming out there a little bit? sounded a little bit.
No,
How y'all doing? Time to get back to our show, Eugene.
That's my normal. Are you making fun of my accent?
I am not making fun of your accent. I thought it had a little
You're a
southern
goofball.
southern twang in there, you know?
No, I say how y'all doing. My friends actually make fun of me. He's like, "Why do you say y'all?" I was like, "Because that's a word that I."
Yeah, that's what
use
people
all the
say.
time."
There's nothing wrong with y'all.
It's like saying "you all" together, y'all.
Exactly. It's better than use. Hey, use. You know,
That's kind of ghetto.
I guess so.
What you was doing?
I was
Anyways,
wondering, you
yeah.
did mention earlier that Men in Black made you cry?
No, the latest one.
The latest one, Men in Black 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
With the
okay,
end?
okay, I can get it then.
Yeah.
All right. I thought we were talking about the first one. I was like, what did you cry about in
Heck
that?
to the no. I want
right.
to talk about the first one. What the first one was too funny to make you cry.
And then the second one, it had a cameo by Michael Jackson. That was pretty cool.
I didn't see the second one.
Oh,
Really,
okay.
MJ's in it?
Yeah, he was supposedly an alien, along with Elvis Presley.
Oh, like showed his face a little bit in it. Okay.
Yeah. But let's
love
get
Michael.
into. We got a lot of interesting news today, actually.
Alrighty, let's share the news.
First one. Did you like the last Batman movie where it had
Yes, I
Bane
did.
against Batman? Okay,
It's actually my favorite Batman movie, though.
Oh, it's your favorite.
Yep,
Oh,
so
that's
far.
good. That's good. Tom Hardy, good actor. Christian
Great
Bale,
actor.
also good actor. But they're going to be going head to head, making two movies where they're
Okay.
both starring, but it's the same subject, basically.
It's gonna be like Batman?
Not about Batman. They're both true stories about people who have climbed Mount Everest or attempted to climb Mount Everest.
Ooh.
So Christian Bale has signed on to be the character of the book that's called Into Thin Air, and they're gonna make a movie out of it. And
Okay.
it's about somebody who survives a 1996 storm. And then they all try to climb Everest, and several people die when they're climbing it, so it's pretty dramatic, right?
Ooh.
The other one is Tom Hardy, who played Bane, of course. He's going to play George Mallory, who attempted to climb Everest 3 times before dying on his final ascent, and that was in 1924. So they're going to be going head to head. These two movies are probably going to come out at the same time. So you just got to ask, whose movie would you rather see, Batman's or Bane's?
Oh, I thought you meant that they're gonna both be in the movie together in the same film.
No, 2 separate movies, but the same subject matter almost.
Actually, I'm leaning towards more Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I think he has more convincing, for one, like, he has a mountain climber's body a little bit more
Yeah,
than
I mean,
Christian Bale.
first of all, Christian Bale has a great acting ability.
No, he's awesome.
But I feel like Tom Hardy's that new up-and-coming actor. He's not new, but still in the scene, a lot of people don't know him that well. And I respect him as an actor very much so. And especially with Christian Bale in that video a long time ago on YouTube, him yelling at the cast member or
Oh,
somebody.
yeah, that was bad.
That made me really lose so much respect for him. So in that
That was on the
case-
cast of the Terminator set, wasn't it?
of something. He was yelling at the lighting guy, and I thought that was
Yeah.
a little rude. I mean, beyond rude, but yeah, Tom Hardy, from what I heard from people in the business, is supposed to be a really cool, down-to-earth guy. And, it's hard to see people who are like that in the business, because once you get popular, you think you're the world. You think you're better than everyone. But Tom Hardy's not like that. Plus, on top of that, he's a great actor. So
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to it.
What was the first movie you saw Tom Hardy in? Do you remember?
Tom Hardy was in, there's so many movies. That boxing, no. Was it a boxing movie?
I'm not sure
Not a
about
boxing
that.
movie.
The first one I saw him in was it was called Star Trek Nemesis, and he played a younger version of Captain Picard, actually a clone of him. And yeah, I know I'm pretty geeky, but he really did respect to that role, which was pretty good. And I also think that in the Batman movies he was really good, and also in Inception he was amazing in that. So
Oh, yeah, he was in there, too.
yeah.
Also, This Means War.
Oh yeah.
Romantic comedy. He was funny in that one.
He is really good.
He's a
so
great actor.
I would probably want to see his more, but Christian Bale is also pretty good. So
Yeah.
maybe they'll go head to head, and the rival studios will see which one's better, Batman or Bane. That's pretty good. Let's go on to the second story. The Academy Awards are coming up this weekend,
Yes, I do.
and they're going to celebrate 50 years of the James Bond franchise, which is good. So a lot of people were saying, maybe they're going to get all of the surviving people that have played James Bond on the stage at the same time. Wouldn't that be great?
That would be great, but would they want to do it?
Well, that's the thing. There's 6 people that have played James Bond.
And are they all alive? Right
Yeah,
now?
I believe they are all still alive. But the problem is that Pierce Brosnan said no, according to some gossip rumors,
Okay.
actually. So because of that, the whole thing fell through, and that will not happen, unfortunately. So, out of all
Just
this...
get the latest James Bond. Just have Daniel Craig go up there. Girls will be screaming.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
No, I bet Daniel Craig probably will make an appearance, and it would be nice if Sean Connery did too, but I mean, there's no guarantee. They haven't revealed what's going to happen, but there's not going to be all 6 of them on the stage at the same time, which is what people were asking for.
Hey, they made an attempt, and it was a good try, but still, you know.
Yeah, but
stuff
can you
happens
imagine
like
you'd
that.
have Connery, Moore, Brosnan, and Daniel Craig at the same time? Of course, there's
And
two
you know,
other
it'd be
people that
cooler
played.
if they actually got a fight on stage. Like,
Oh,
I'm the better
yeah.
James Bond. Psh.
Well, I think Daniel Craig would win. He's,
Daniel
he's
Craig
the
would like,
most fit, right?
No, I think I'm the better James Bond. And punch him in the face.
Yeah, that would be really good. Of course, you know, I think it was Sean Connery was elected the sexiest man of the 20th century. So, you know,
Okay.
he'll be like, who's this Daniel Craig guy? I'm the sexiest man of the 21st century, you know?
Well, we have to redo the polls on that because you never know what the ladies think right now about that.
Absolutely,
Like,
but, you know...
tweet us right now. What are you guys saying? Who's the sexiest James Bond ever?
Yeah,
as an
but you
actor?
have to count it when they were James Bond, when they were
Yeah.
younger, you know? You
Yeah.
can't be like, oh, Connery, he's old.
Yeah, he's old now, but I'm saying when they actually played the part in that movie during their time when they were James Bond. Okay?
I would say if I had to choose, I would probably go with Timothy Dalton, but a lot of people would disagree with me because a lot of people don't like him.
I
you know?
do disagree with you.
No, he was suave. He was cool.
He was like suave like the shampoo back in America. That's about it.
Yeah, strong enough for a
So-
man, but what is it?
Page balance for a woman.
Yeah.
You weird. Timothy Dalton was not.
Timothy Dalton was a good James Bond.
No, he wasn't.
Well, he was the first James Bond I ever saw, so I'm particular to him.
Oh, he's the first James Bond you ever saw?
Yeah, I the first movie I saw with James Bond in it was License to Kill, which was the second Timothy Dalton movie.
The first one I saw was with Sean Connery because my brother and my dad
Oh,
made
yeah?
me watch it, and I thought it was cool.
Which one was it? What, Diamonds Are Forever?
One of the ones with Sean Connery.
From
He
Russia
did-
with Love.
He had a lot, but I'm
He
just
had-
saying.
yeah.
I'm just gonna agree with the probably a lot of the listeners right now.
Yeah.
Timothy Dalton.
Oh, come on, he was great. Okay.
That's what
We'll
you want to
see.
say.
No,
I'm not gonna
okay.
disagree with
Most
you.
people would probably pick Daniel Craig, I'm sure, or Pierce Brosnan even. But
I don't think Pierce Brosnan was the greatest either. Daniel Craig, in my mind, and Sean Connery were two of the best. And also, our producer says she goes, Sean Connolly. Yes, that's what she wrote. Sean Connolly.
well, see, the thing is, some people when they get older,
Yeah.
they actually look more sexy. Apparently,
Is that
People have
true?
said. Well, some people, it's true, but
Oh,
not,
is
not
that?
all.
I don't know. I'm not sure if there's a word for it. But it's like George Clooney and
Yeah,
Daniel
yeah.
Craig. Like
like the silver
they're like
fox.
a good bottle of red wine.
Right. They
They get better as they age.
Exactly.
Yes.
Let's go on to the third piece of news. This is, people have said this is scandalous. I don't really see why.
I don't think this is scandalous.
It's not
I think this is
scandalous.
cool.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So remember the movie that came out recently, Cloud Atlas,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when Bae Doona made her foray into the Western market, and she co-starred along with Jim Sturgis and Tom Hanks and several other people.
That is true.
Well, there are rumors out now that she is actually dating Jim Sturgis.
Oh, you go, girl.
Yeah, that's
You
really
go,
good.
girl.
So,
You done with the K-pop kids. You going to Hollywood. Not just Hollywood. He's from the UK. He's like a UK/Hollywood actor.
Yes, and the pair,
Wow.
the two of them, they were spotted walking hand in hand in Venice Beach. And they
No
were-
wonder I haven't seen her in a long time.
Yeah, and you know when they tried to contact her agency, they said, "Oh, she's on vacation in the U.S."
Well, maybe, okay, friends in the States, too, also. They hold hands, guys and girls.
Not.
Were they
really.
kissing? I don't know. Do they have pictures of them kissing?
They have pictures
Or
of them.
his arm around her on a date? We don't know that.
Well, if you see the picture, they do have the pictures online.
Okay, I want to see the pictures. I haven't seen the pictures yet. But to be honest, last summer, I saw Bae Doona like a few times in front of our gym.
Yeah.
Because she goes to the bank right where our gym is. But to be honest, since then, after Cloud Atlas came out, I haven't seen her since.
Yeah.
So
well,
maybe she moved in with Jim Sturgis and she's going to be called Doona Sturgis.
that would be very interesting. But
That's
you
a
know,
new
Korean
name.
girls, they don't change their names. When
So if
get
they
married.
move to the States or another country, that's kind of the law.
That's
isn't it?
true. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But they were saying that they actually denied that they were dating when Jim Sturgis came to Korea a little while ago,
Mm.
right? And she said, no, we're just close friends. And Jim Sturgis also said about Bae Doona, like, even though she's slightly older than me, I look at her as my little sister.
Wait, how old is he?
I
Is he in his
think he was
20s?
born in like 1982 or something like that.
How old is Beduna? I don't know. Her age.
She's 77, I believe.
She's that old? She doesn't look old at all. I thought she was
No,
like
she's not
80
77 years old.
You know what I meant. She was born in 1977.
Yeah. Or maybe 79. I'm not exactly sure.
All I gotta say is, Beduna, you go, girl. Get them
Yeah.
young men when you can.
Exactly. Cradle robber,
Go
right?
for it. Go for it. Not a cradle. They're not 10 years apart.
Yeah. But like I said before, the agency said she's quote unquote vacationing in the States.
Is that what
And
they call it now? If
they
you got a
will
boyfriend,
not-
it's called vacationing.
They will not divulge into her private matters, they said.
So basically, you're like on a lifelong vacation because you're married. Get it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yes, you're
I love
in
you,
love.
honey.
Yes.
All right, let's go into a song. We did talk a lot about James Bond, so here, this is from The Spy Who Loved Me. It's Carly Simon singing Nobody Does It Better, and I will see you on Friday.
And I want to dedicate this song to Beduna. You go, girl. Nobody does it better than you.
Yeah.
Now, not every musical has an adaptation of a Broadway show, and you might even guess that today's film was not even a musical. And most musicals tend to have the songs telling you what happens in the plot. But this film that we're going to talk about today, I want to call it like a film/musical because there's a lot of music in this film, and there's a lot of actors singing or rapping, and it's totally natural to the story. And that's because this film is the 2002 film 8 Mile starring Eminem. And a lot of people are confused, and they think that this is his actual life story, like a behind the scenes, what went on before he became famous. And while elements of the story are based on Eminem's life himself, many parts of the story are actually fiction. And Eminem plays Jimmy Smith, aka B Rabbit, who was a blue-collar worker, but also an aspiring rapper who was trying to break into the rap battle scene that is dominated by African Americans. And sometimes the fact that he is white gets him booed off the stage before he even gets to start to rap. And that's hard for him to deal with at first, you know? And it's hard for anybody in that case. And the film, like I said, is called 8 Mile because his home is in a trailer park that is north of 8 Mile Road. Well, a movie starring Eminem must have crazy, crazy tunes. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you go, Eminem. Anyways, we're gonna play a song from the movie. This is Eminem himself from the film called Rabbit Run. Once again, that was Rabbit Run by Eminem from the 8 Mile soundtrack. Now, if you're a fan of hip-hop, of course, I'm a fan of hip-hop, or rap music, or R&B, urban music, I urge you guys to go rent this film, or legally download it. And I can remember a few other films that were about rappers in the past as well. And there was Crush Groove that featured the Fat Boys and Run DMC, Get Rich or Die Trying with 50 Cent. Now, there was also a film made by Vanilla Ice called Cool as Ice. And the first two were pretty good films. But the last one, it wasn't cool as ice, trust me, it was not. Do not go see that movie. It's a waste of your time. And with that said, 8 Mile is probably one of the best rapper films out there right now. And I know a lot of people are going to say that the only reason this film is considered the best is because Eminem is a white dude. And that might be true to an extent, but come on. Just because Eminem is Caucasian, he's a white dude who raps, you can't just hate on him. He's actually a good, legit rapper. Yes, he is. And if you don't believe me, let's listen to a song that was the main theme for this whole movie. And here's Eminem singing Lose Yourself. Once again, that was my man Eminem with Lose Yourself from the 8 Mile soundtrack. And right now, it's time to wrap up the show, but please stick around because we have 1013 Main Street with An Jung-hyun next. And if you're listening to GFN, stay tuned for Hello Korea. And the final song of the hour was actually requested by Mira. Yes, this is Mira's request. And we're going to play Chad Kroeger featuring Josie Scott. The song is called Hero from the Spider-Man film original soundtrack. But right now before we play the song for you guys, we want to go over all the messages earlier because I asked who was the sexiest James Bond ever to be in the James Bond films. And Jade Yams wrote, I think Pierce Brosnan is pretty sexy for James Bond, but I do like Daniel Craig's worked out body. There you go. Daniel Craig, Pierce Brosnan, no Timothy Dalton. Whoa, good choice. Okay, wait, that's not the one for James Bond. Let's see, let's go down. We have one from, where did all of them go? Also, Marsha said, I think Pierce Brosnan is pretty sexy for James Bond, but I do like Daniel Craig's. Oh, she wrote the same thing. She agrees, see? There you go. Who else we got? We got, there's a lot, but I'm trying to get more. Okay, May Ann wrote, yeah, I like Pierce Brosnan, not Daniel Craig, and I wasn't impressed. He's old. Well, May Ann, since you did spell Daniel Craig's name wrong, I don't agree with you. She wrote Danielle Craig. There's no Danielle Craig. Anyways, Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the last song of the hour from the Spider-Man original soundtrack. This is Chad Kroeger featuring Josie Scott with Hero. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace!